Hey everyone, welcome back. Sometimes the most important stuff isn't always the most pleasant to talk about,
Right.
but we're diving into something serious today, something everyone should be aware of, and that's choking.
Yeah, scary stuff.
Choking, right.
Yeah,
And look, we're not trying to freak anyone out here,
of course.
but knowledge is power, especially in a situation like this where quick action can literally save a life. So we're going to deep dive into how to recognize the signs of choking, even the really subtle ones.
To ones you might not even think twice about.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we're working with this excerpt here that really breaks down all these signs. And trust me, some of them might surprise you. I know I was surprised when I first read this. So let's say you're out to dinner, crowded restaurant, family gathering,
Right.
whatever, and you see someone kind of struggling with their food, they're coughing, but it's not like a clearing the throat kind of cough, more like it sounds more strained,
Yeah.
like they're trying to force something out. What's
Mm.
going on there?
Well, that strained cough, that could be one of the first signs that someone is actually choking. I mean, most people, they know the universal sign, right?
Like
Catching at the throat.
Yeah, like the Heimlich.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes it's not that obvious. And that's why it's so important to pick up on these other cues.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's interesting because you mentioned the classic signs, right? The clutching the throat, the unable to speak.
Panicked look, eyes wide.
Yeah, exactly. But this excerpt, it goes deeper. It talks about all these less obvious things to watch out for, like you said, that strained cough. So what makes that different from just a normal cough?
Well, a normal cough is, you're trying to clear your airway, right? Like a little bit of dust or something tickling your throat. But when you're choking, something is blocking your airway, right?
Completely blocking.
Yeah. And so that cough becomes much more forceful, much more desperate. The body is trying to dislodge that obstruction, whatever it is.
Makes sense. And there's this thing called, and this really surprised me, this silent coughing.
Yeah.
Or gagging, right?
Right. Like if someone's choking, shouldn't they be making a sound?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
You'd think.
But that's one of the most alarming signs
Yeah.
because it means the airway could be completely blocked. So no air is passing through to make any sound, even though they're trying desperately to cough. And that's scary because it can escalate really quickly. Without help, they could lose consciousness.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I mean, especially, like you said, in a crowded place.
All that noise, distraction.
Easy to miss it, right. And the excerpt also talks about color changes. Blue and red, actually.
Right.
So why would someone choking turn red? I thought it was just blue.
Well, the bluish color, cyanosis is what we call it.
Yeah.
That's pretty common, yeah. Because there's not enough oxygen in the blood.
Okay.
But in those early stages of choking, you might actually see redness, especially in the face. The body's straining, blood pressure rises as it tries to, get rid of that blockage. Oh, wow. So blue or red, either way, not a good sign. And of course, we've got loss of consciousness. That's obviously a really serious indication.
Yeah, definitely a late sign. The brain's been deprived of oxygen for too long at that point. And that's the thing. That's why it's so crucial to be aware of these subtle signs so we can act sooner before it gets to that stage.
Makes sense. So let's go back to that dinner scenario. You see someone struggling, that strained cough, maybe a little redness in their face. What's the first thing we should do?
Don't hesitate to ask if they're choking. Might seem obvious, but sometimes people try to play it down.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Right. But if they can't speak or if they indicate they're choking, time is of the essence. Don't wait. You got to act immediately.
So it sounds like knowing these subtle signs is like the first line of defense.
Absolutely. It's about being an informed bystander, recognizing a situation that others might miss.
So thanks to this deep dive, we've gone way beyond the basics. Hopefully you, the listener, you're walking away with some seriously valuable knowledge.
Exactly. But knowledge is only as good as what you do with it, right? So I really encourage everyone, go a step further. Learn those techniques for actually helping someone who's choking. Because recognizing the signs is step one.
Yeah.
But knowing what to do next, that's what can truly save a life.
Great advice. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. Stay safe out there.
Stay safe.
You've been listening to the Learning Podcast, a production of Metanesta. Remember, learning is a journey. One step, one insight, one skill at a time. We'll see you next time. Keep learning, stay curious, and as always, be awesome.